Hi, my name is LISA TANNEBAUM. I'm from the United States and I'm teaching at Ferret this summer. This summer I had to think about different things for ways of which my students could learn, and I didn't do some of my classes in a traditional sense. Usually we have master classes at Ferret where we listen to pieces and then we critique them and try to make them better, and they play it at the end of the week. This year, I'm trying to make everybody who comes to Ferret a great musician, a great artist, a great harpist. We focus on just a couple of things: how to phrase, and how to phrase in breathing, how to talk in your musical phrases. How would you make this a sculpture? What would you say? How would you breathe and make it into a beautiful dialogue? And then we work on something with technique. How can we get our fingers agile, dexterous, in a way that we are able to express? Through all this, we're learning how to breathe between the senses of our dialogue. The third master class, we learn how to learn music maybe a little faster or how to learn it at all. And we focus on different ways to practice better and make your practice sessions more motivating and more goal setting. It's been very exciting this week. How we approach the instrument and how we keep our bodies in shape have been, I've gotten some seminars from a physical therapist, and we brought in a physical trainer to help us sit at the harp. And we always have to remember how much our back is so important to keep it strengthened through our core muscles, the muscles in our shoulders, to be able to hold our arms up for hours at a time. We've had people come in Zoom style and show us how to strengthen and stretch those muscles. We've also worked a little bit on our breath and how to breathe during phrases, just as a singer would or a woodwind player. At the harp, we could actually play our entire musical movement without breathing, and that would sound very rushed and without the proper phrasing. So we learn how to breathe. We also do mental work in the harp. Away from the instrument, we can visualize our pedals. We have 7 pedals that are chromatic notes, just like the black notes of the piano. And we can visualize how our pedals are set and what keys we're in. We can visualize the notes on the harp. We can even visualize the phrasing we want to do. And we can sing and dance that phrasing, which I do, away from the harp. So we really feel the music, whether we're singing, whether we're dancing, and we breathe through it all. All these methods of technique and breath and phrasing add to our artistry as human beings. I have, we also do transcriptions on the harp. which are a lot of fun. A lot of times I take piano works, in which I'm taking a big piano work right now, and I'm transcribing it for the harp. I can't say the name because I'm trying to keep it as a secret project until it's out, but it will be out shortly. And it's a lot of fun to take from other instruments where there's more repertoire in some sense. The harp was modernized in 1850. We missed many composers. And we have few works. We have no works from Bach. We have one work from Mozart Flute Harp Concerto, and we just missed a lot of the great composer's work. So we have to transcribe to build up our repertoire a bit. But what's also exciting, we also have some wonderful works that were in the harp repertoire. Hasselmann's, to name one, who has a great amount of works out there that are beautiful. Which brings me to the answering of one of the questions: what should be the repertoire for harpists? And which is a very interesting question. I think there's certain repertoire that all harpists should know, and it's because of the fingering, the sound, the history of our instrument. We should all know the Ravel introduction and Allegro, the Debussy dances, Britain's ceremony of carols. We should also know a piece from each genre, whether it's transcribed or not. And we should also know some of the original pieces written for the harp. Hasselmann's in particular, because he wrote to try to have solutions to some of the issues that we have on the harp. So he wrote some funny fingerings or gestures that we do on the harp, and then he includes it in his pieces. Why I find this a very interesting question, now more than ever, harpists are doing different things. It used to be that harpists were all classical, and then you had a few jazz harpists out there. Now people are doing everything, and everything is on the internet and social media. You'll find so many different kinds of music. So if I had a student and they had a real interest in a period of music or this new concept that they're thinking of, I would absolutely push them along to their interests, because usually nowadays it's their interest and their passion that's going to make them successful. It's changing now. So those old college, there's a college form that says what you should learn during college, and I would highly recommend to read through those lists and make sure you have some of those pieces. But if you have a passion with jazz, or you have a passion with some of this electronic music and the harp, I suggest you have an historical perspective and you get technique, but go for your passion and just start on that, because it takes years and years, hours to become expert in whatever field you're choosing. It is the harp employed in chamber music. There's many beautiful chamber works out there, and there's so many chamber works being transcribed as I speak. So there's always so much being written for the harp. So you should go on the internet, try to find them. I also have a question, what are the common mistakes for beginners? That's an interesting question. I don't think there are common mistakes for beginners. I think there's common mistakes for the teacher who teaches beginning students. They really need guided practice, and not every student gets this guided practice, either by the parents or by the teacher. They have to learn to be relaxed at the beginning and not play with any tension. And we have to find a certain way that they can really be focusing on really pulling out that sound of the harp, almost kneading bread, massaging a back, and having the hands work together. I don't think the beginners are making a mistake. I think the teacher needs to instill some of these ideas with them. I love the harp. It grounds me. It gives me focus in my life. It's never-ending learning. I'm learning constantly. The courses I'm teaching my students in France, I'm questioning everything I'm teaching them, because I question, is that right? Is that right for their hand? Does that make the best sound? Is that phrase, could that phrase be better? Could it be better that it be clearer? What makes a story? How can that student feel more comfortable? It's absolutely never ending. Music is never ending. There's learning about theory. So I love the constant learning. I love the grounding that the harp gives me. I love the focus and the concentration. So I love the harp. Thank you so much. I hope to see you next year in France, and I hope to play for you soon. Thank you.